and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, act like you know. It's going down. I'm your captain. It's going down. I'm your captain.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of TerrorCrave. We are your hosts for the evening. I am Lee, and I am here with my best friend, Jason. What's up, dude? How are you?
What's happening, Lee? I'm great, man. How you been this week?
I have been good, man. I've been good for the past few weeks. What I'm really looking forward to, my friend, though, is next week. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is fast approaching, and I am excited.
I am too, man. I've always liked Thanksgiving, man. Just the meal. It was a good treat to get a turkey. That was like a once a year thing when we were growing up. And, I didn't even know that you could get turkeys at the grocery store any other time of the year. It was wild.
That was like eggnog, huh? You know how the turkeys came out?
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I just got eggnog I think right before Halloween, they put eggnog out and I was like, oh, I'm going to get this. And then of course my wife pulls it out. It's expired. I was like, oh, forgot about it because I don't think about eggnog at October. So
right. Was there pumpkin flavoring to that eggnog? Or was it just straight up eggnog?
No, I'm sure they had pumpkin flavored eggnog though. No, just regular eggnog. It's a good treat though.
It is. Eggnog is delicious, man. But man, it is. So it's funny that you thought the Thanksgiving that turkeys only came out like you like Thanksgiving and eggnog, much like the Frankenberries and Count Choculates when they come out in they're seasonal also. You know what I mean? You were like, it kind of once you saw the Count Choculates and the blueberries and the Frankenberries, you were like, turkey's right around the corner then.
Yeah. And I actually enjoyed those more when I was young. I got a box of those maybe like a year ago and had them. I was like, this doesn't taste the same as what I remember. So
dude, you are so correct. I went out, it was about a couple of years now, but I went and it was out in August. I think they had populated the shelves late August at one point for these things. Because like they do, they get in front of the seasons way weeks ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I scooped up a blueberry, scooped up some Frankenberries, scooped up some Count Chocula, went home, and I was like, I cannot wait to jump on these things. And it just wasn't. It didn't have that same. The marshmallow piece of it is still fantastic.
Yeah.
But the cereal itself was just this big puff of a thing. It just, you know what I mean? It wasn't that.
They took the glucose out, man. They took the glucose and the gluten and the high glucose corn syrup. That's what it was. They probably took that out and the gluten and all. So killed the flavor.
It didn't have the same kick to it as it did back in the day, my friend.
No,
not at all. So, dude, Halloween was right around. It was just a few weeks ago. Of course, you have, and now we've got Thanksgiving almost here, and then that brings us to Christmas. I have to ask you this question. I'm sure you decorate for Christmas outside of your house.
Oh yeah,
beautiful house. Yeah. I'm sure you do some fantastic decorating. Do any of your people make surprise appearances in some of the Christmas? And when I mean people, I mean some of your props.
I have tried. I used to leave. I used to leave
decorated in Christmas. Of course. You know what I mean. But do they make an appearance?
Well, I used to paint the mausoleum red every year, and well, when I say I mean one of my kids would, and which he hated because he painted it red right after Halloween, and then next Halloween he had to paint it back gray with the to show the brick and everything. But I used to turn it into a Santa's workshop. So I would do red with white trim and then hang these fancy lights off of it and put like remember the real old school big bulbs that they had. I used to hang those from it instead of the minis. And it was, I had these little golden deers that sat on the pillar instead of the flame lights. And I really, it all started because I just didn't want to take that thing back and put it away. So I talked my wife into that, and it worked good because I have some air balloons, which my wife hates, and so does my pocket after when January rolls around. Those things are expensive, but as far as the power, how much power those air balloons use. But it was good. I would decorate that. I tried to convince my wife into letting me leave some zombies out and make a nativity scene, and she was a no-go for that.
It didn't work, huh?
No.
See, that's what I was wondering if you had like a little somebody, let's say the oh my gosh, what's his name from the Jeepers Creepers guy
Oh
in
yeah,
a
yeah,
in a Santa hat, you know what I mean, or anything like
yeah.
that makes an appearance out there. But no, sounds
That's
like
right.
there's it's a no go. Sounds like that's a no
Well, I had Chucky was going to be baby Jesus, and as soon as I said that,
go.
it was done. Yeah, that just wasn't going to happen.
What's gonna
So
happen? I get it. I get it.
yeah.
Okay, well, dag, dude. Well, dag. Well, man. Well, a few weeks ago, you bring up Chucky. I think that's a good segue into the next topic. A few weeks ago, I believe we talked about the first couple episodes of Chucky and
Hmm.
where what it had been. And I think we were both actually. You were probably expecting. I can't remember. I think you were pleasantly surprised also, or maybe if you went in there and your expectations were met. For me, I went in there with kind of low expectations, and I was really taken aback by how good it was and how much I enjoyed it. Um, I just got to say, as it's gone on, eh, I've found myself even enjoying it more and more as they dig into the mythology of this show. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the past few episodes have been great. I love. I don't, now refresh my memory, Jason. Did you say you had watched? You said you never saw Seed of Chucky, right? Is that correct?
No, I never watched that one because it just looked. I didn't wasn't even interested. I've seen like parts of it on the TV, but I've never sat down
Right.
and watched the whole thing. I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
No, I feel you. And like, well, we talked about a few episodes ago. I actually haven't seen the whole thing either, but I had it on the Sci-Fi Channel one day as I was sitting here doing some work. You know what I mean, and playing in the background. And that was my first time actually seeing it. Now I had seen. Have you seen the other two movies that came out after that? That
Like
took
Curse
Chucky
of
in a
Chucky
more,
and
yeah, that took it
yeah,
in a
yeah.
more serious tone. You saw both of those then.
I did, but I will say that I
Okay.
only watched them like one time and I may have even fallen asleep. I just didn't get into them quite as much. I know that the voice of Chucky, the actual Brad, what's his
Dourif,
name?
Brad
Yeah, I know
Dourif,
that his daughter was in one of them. So
Fiona
yeah,
Dourif, yeah.
who was in the series and doing a
Yeah,
killing that. Like
yeah.
well, but I liked them. I thought they were good because was she in Curse of Chucky or was she in Cult of
She was
Chucky?
in both. She was
Oh,
in
she was
both
in both.
actually.
Okay.
Her character carried over and into both, and so I bring all of that up and ask that question just to say, that the mythology deals with all of those movies. It takes, I mean, there's no movie that's been omitted. You know what I
Right.
mean? These are,
Right.
and that's one thing that you can actually say about a series that's been running since the '80s is that
They
Chucky has
jump
had a
off
pretty
it.
clear vision. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep.
It's been a pretty clear vision that's been, except for that one reboot that they tried to do a few years ago, which obviously nobody really was receptive to.
Nah.
I mean, each of these stories play on each other. It's not like a Nightmare on Elm Street where you kind of forget that this nightmare happened, or actually, you know what I mean, or maybe that, or act like that nightmare didn't happen, or maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong about that, but more along the lines of like Friday the 13th and Night and Halloween.
Yeah.
Those two series have been specifically, where some movie, this ties into this one, but these don't happen, and this and that, so forth and so
Right.
on. While this, Chucky has been, each one kind of builds on the other one, really, in a way. The mythology, what is just really what is grabbing me with this new show and how
Hmm.
they're including all of this. You mentioned Fiona Dourif, the daughter. She's playing him for the guys. This is all spoilers. Chucky has been able to split his spirit and put him into so many different dolls. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
lots of dolls out there. But from what I'm gathering, it sounds like on this latest episode, there's only one, or I guess two
Yeah.
left.
Two left. Yeah. Two left
One in the doll and one in Nika.
that we know of. And I
Right.
like that there's that little bit of that element of, oh, maybe there's another one out there that we don't even know about yet. We just don't
Right.
know. But I think they've said that the doll and then
Nika
the girl, yeah.
are the what last two, which is brings me to Andy Barclay. How I guess this is his was his first appearance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Played by the same exact actor, which is what I love. I love that they have the same actor
Yeah.
from the first two Child's Play movies.
Hmm.
Chucky's first victim as him being a doll. I
Yeah.
love that they
And
have
the
that same actor.
babysitter. Yeah.
No, it was his not his babysitter. It was his foster sister.
That's right. That's right. That he went over to
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
yeah. So she made her appearance in Child's Play too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so now I love the fact that they obviously remain close. They give us a little background into them. They touched upon it's just everything. They touch upon everything that's happened in all these movies they touch upon, and that's why that's what endears me to the show even more. And not only that, but I find the premise of the show just really good also. I mean,
Yeah. Now I will
you
say
know,
that the actor that plays Andy, I'm glad that he didn't fall into the child actor. Um,
or
a
did
lot
he?
of
Have we
them.
seen him in anything else? I mean,
No,
that he
but
didn't.
I
Maybe he
can
didn't fall
tell
into
that
the
he
child
didn't
actor.
continue acting though. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, you can
I
tell.
don't think his acting is as good as the other ones, but it is just that they have him there. It makes up for it. So
It
I'm fine
does.
with I'm fine with him not being a great actor just because he showed up.
Right. Yeah,
Y-
just because he's in the game. You know what I mean? There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Participation trophy. I'm fine with that.
Yep. No, so I mean, I just think it's really good, man. What do you think about? I mean, are you? And then we'll get into what's happening. I mean, I told you. I think I called it a few weeks ago that girl and
You
main character
did. You did.
were going to work together.
I'm liking the way it's going. If you step back and kind of look at it, it is all kind of that one kid's fault that all of this is that, now three different people's parents are dead. It, or at least a parent, one of them. But it is, I do like that the one kid that you think is normal, he's not like the outcast guy. It's turning out that he's going to be picking up with Chucky, and I think he's ready to make some stuff happen. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah,
mad.
he is mad. I mean, I thought that was pretty horrible. Actually, I was like, oh my god, when his mom fell,
Oh,
and right. Oh, I mean, I thought it was going to be like a side or something, but to fall like bam! I mean, her face came
on
through the
yeah,
windshield
on
right
his
on
car,
top
on
of
their
Phil
car.
on his side of the
Yeah,
car, even not the driver's side at least. You know, it was right over
nah,
where he was, the passenger side.
yeah,
But I will say that's one thing. I'm glad we brought that up. That is one thing. I'm like, come on,
yeah.
how did this little dog get this much power to push this woman through this straw? That window couldn't have been so brittle for a
I don't know.
cart
I would
to
go around
smash
and check
against
every
it.
other window in that place. I can tell you that. I wouldn't touch them.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh my god, that window was just ready for somebody to lean up against. I mean, that cart just smashed through it with no problem. I was like, that's kind of. I thought that was a
I,
little
I like
suspect.
that. In this show, it doesn't seem like the commercials are overtaking the actual show.
Right.
Like it doesn't feel like the commercials are so long that you're like, oh my gosh, the show's only like 20 minutes long. In this one, the past episode, I mean, we got a cliffhanger and they were only like halfway through the show. That when the mother got pushed out the window, I was like, oh my gosh, what a cliffhanger. And then I was like, oh, we're not done yet. Let's keep
Yeah.
going. So I like that. I think I like that it's not just building up to one part and they leave you hanging until next week. Man, there's stuff going on throughout the whole show. It's
Oh
good,
yeah.
man. It really did meet my, I set the bar high for this show just because the same way if they did a Nightmare on Elm Street TV series or a Halloween TV series or something. And, you know, I guess this was, I wouldn't say it was an easy one to turn into a TV series, but they're doing a great job.
Yes, they are. And I have to go back though and kind of I disagree with something you said earlier. I don't
Uh-oh.
really think it is that poor boy's fault that all those people are dying. I mean, he did not. Chucky was looking for somebody to kill. It's not like he had to give Chucky his blessing to kill these people. You know what I mean? I mean, all the poor boy did was pick him up to use him as that little freaky ass
Yeah.
art project
Yeah.
that
Well,
he
what
was putting
weirdo
together.
just picks up dolls everywhere and, that are, oh, never mind.
I was gonna say,
And
yeah,
I
right.
brought one home the other day. Like
Yeah.
somebody just contacted me that I went to school with, and they're like, "I found a crazy doll. You want me to get it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it." And they're like, "Oh, this thing is haunted." I'm like, all right, I'll take it. Yeah, yeah. And of course, now my
Oh my
wife
god.
knows.
Now your wife knows.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. No, but it sounds like we're both really enjoying the show. Only 2 episodes left, man.
yeah.
And I wonder if this will become a multiples. It's gotta, I mean, this wasn't just like a one and done, I wouldn't imagine. I would imagine. I wonder if the ratings, I haven't really read or seen anything about the ratings to see how it's
No,
doing.
I haven't either. But they keep calling it season one, which makes me feel good about it. They're not just saying it, you know, like on the next Chucky. They're saying season 1, episode whatever. So that makes me feel hopeful that there's going to be a season 2, and they'll have to. The way there's no way they can finish this season out the way it is now with 2 episodes left. If they did, it's going to mess the show up, and I don't think they would do that.
Right.
I mean, we still got to bring in, you know, Tiffany and Chucky
Mika.
from over here, you know, and
Yeah.
then we still have Andy getting ready to show up. So I don't think you could do that in 2 episodes. I don't think it would. It's not enough time. You
Right.
might bring them in together towards the end and set up some huge cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe that Chucky finally kills Andy or something.
Yeah. But that poor girl Nika, though, man, I feel so terrible for her because Chucky framed her for killing her old family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then she went to that mental institution where she was in an institution, you know, innocent lady in an institution, and then she's freaking been possessed by him and now kidnapped by Tiffany. It's just like, damn, girl. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't even imagine, like, every time you wake up, you're laying there and it's like somebody dead or something, and you're like, oh, and she's finally like to the point where she's trying to, like in the last episode, she's trying to act like Chucky. Well, you know, Tiffany is like, you know, she's not as dumb as what we think she is. She may act dumb, but she's not dumb.
Yeah. Oh, no. And I have to say that I really also am enjoying the backstory that they're kind of giving us of Chucky and Tiffany.
His childhood, I mean? And I like how they're going all the way back. Yeah.
Yeah, they went all the way back into his childhood, and then they showed, you know, I guess a serial killer came and killed his father, and then was looking for him and his mom. Him and his mom were hiding in the closet, and then what does he do while he's hiding in the closet with his mom? Kills her.
Yeah.
And the serial killer was like, "Oh, hey."
That's to say, his first victim was his mother, and that kid was young. He was only like 6 or 7 or something, man. He was young.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the serial killer was like, "Oh, good."
Yep, kindred
soul. Like, man, what in the world?
Yeah.
So twisted people.
No, aren't they, bro? Aren't they? No, dude. This sounds like we're both greatly enjoying it. That's awesome. Like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised by it. You know, I just think it's really well done. I'm really enjoying it, so I can't wait to see where they go with it.
I really look forward to seeing that one every week. You know, some of them, you know, some shows, if I miss them and they're recorded, I'll check them out the next day or following or whatever. But this one, I can't wait until Tuesday nights, because that's one show that I want to see every Tuesday.
Yep. I'm with you, man. Well, like I said, 2 episodes left to see what happens. We'll be talking about it, guys, on the finale then. You
want to have any predictions for this? You were pretty good on the last one.
I honestly have no idea where this could even go. Oh, you know what? We neglected to say, yes, the juniors, which I always think it's weird that somebody calls their boy junior, and then that's fine at home, but then when he goes to school,
I know.
when you're at school and stuff, they still call him, you know, junior. That's his name.
I have a junior on my football team, man. I can't say
they call.
Yeah, his name is. He goes by Junior. Like that's what we call him, Junior.
Oh, okay. I thought that was more of like just a show thing, but I guess there's, you know what I mean. I didn't, you know. I know there's. I'm a junior, but that's why I go by Lee, because my dad's name was Arthur.
Oh,
so
no, you're going by Junior from now on.
You know.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you were a junior.
Yeah, and I guess they didn't call me Junior or JR.
Well, I'm a third. You're
third. Okay.
No, I'm not.
You know, okay. Well, I stay corrected. That's not just a TV thing. That's a real life thing. I didn't know you.
I'm predicting that the cousin kills Andy to save Chucky.
The cousin does.
Yeah, that's what Junior. That's what I'm predicting.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I think he's at that point, man. He's tired of his cousin living with him. He's tired of, you know, now his girlfriend's hanging out with his cousin, which that's weird anyway, because he acted like he wasn't too fond of his girlfriend, because, you know, I thought he was starting to come around and was going to be like on his cousin's side. Yeah, that's the way it was looking.
I think, and it would have been, but they excluded him.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean. And he's also got all this pressure from his dad. Do the track. He doesn't want to do track. He's not a cross country guy. You know what I mean? His dad is really all but forcing him.
Oh,
to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just and then they kind of excluded him, and now he's going through the thing with his mom, and she had the
Yeah.
cancer. It was just got a lot going on. Got a lot. Dude,
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
got a lot of shoulders.
Chucky did kill his mother. So, I mean,
Yeah.
but Chucky could just say, hey, well, such and such told me to kill her.
Yeah, he could.
Because Chucky's not always the honest type of guy.
He's not. We've not even mentioned the fact that the cop, what's his name's the little other boy, the other kid,
Yeah,
in the threesome in the group.
Oh, that was a shock,
died.
man.
Yes, it was.
I figured she was going to be a main character going on, but how do you explain that?
I don't know what they're going to say on that one. You know what I mean? What they're going to say, because they've all, and I don't understand. I think the biology teacher is going to. There's something going on with her too, because they already hinted at the fact that she said you're something past, you're a juvenile.
Yeah, I think she's going to turn out to be like a Cult of Chucky type person. I think she's going to be one of those type people. I think she's going to like Chucky.
Maybe. Well, see, but something's going on with her. I'm saying this. They've hinted that there's more to her story than this still to be told. You know what I mean? So
how is she a school teacher? She had a juvenile. I don't know. Maybe it couldn't be anything too bad if she's teaching kids. Right.
Yeah, I agree. But the fact that they just said it, didn't go into it, there's something there's still more to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've teased that. No, I was very shocked that the cop died. I really was. I mean, two people. The mom and Junior's mom, and then the cop. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Because what I was going to say is that I'm confused as how they are blaming the teacher unless she came to see the students for the one at the hospital.
Yeah, that
for killing the cop. That part I was like, wouldn't somebody have seen her come in and do all this? I mean,
how many teachers would go that far to become the principal? You know what I mean? Like cut the head off of the. I mean, dang, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, but no, all that I know. Anyway, it's good stuff. Can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah,
very cool. Well, man, also another show we've been watching is Fear the Walking Dead. I know we're both up to date with that one right now.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about that, man? Where's your head with this show so far?
I don't know, man. Why wouldn't you just leave the area? If it's that bad, why are you going back to a submarine? And I don't care how much food it has, man. Why that food will run out at some point, man. And I mean, they got the baby now, and they're like, "Come on, you can come back with us." And Strand, I don't know. He's turning into like a Negan type guy. You know what I mean? He's like the bad guy now, but I mean, he's doing good in a way. But I'm just saying that if it was me and my group or my wife or whoever was with me, man, I'm not going to just bunker down right there. I mean, even where Strand is, sooner or later, the wind's going to blow that way at some point. And I sure wouldn't go, back to the submarine. I mean, why in the world would you do that?
I hear everything you're saying. Everything you're saying makes sense to me, but I think they gave us an answer to that because Morgan and her were trying to leave, and then they came across those people who skin was falling off above them. She lost her nose.
Who had already been out.
Who had been going in that direction and said, that's not where you want to go. You know what I mean? I think, unless I'm wrong, I think that's why they turned back around and went to the submarine.
It is. Yeah. I wouldn't give up there though. And I mean, if it's one thing that I've learned watching any of the Walking Dead shows is I wouldn't trust anybody. I don't care what they said, man. I would like, look, man, if you went by my word, like if there was something was going on and I said, well, I walked up that way, man, you don't want to go that way. You know damn well I didn't go that far up that way. I'm not a big walker. So you're like, well, he might have got like a mile or so and then he's coming back. But I just think I would do what I had to do to get away from that area. I would just have to, man. And if it's going out scouting every day, a little bit further, and just see what you can find. Not me personally. I would send people out if it was my submarine.
Right.
Maybe that's something Morgan should think about. But it was a what was this past one episode that we had? That one point where the girl wanted to see her brother, that was up there with Strand, which Strand still hadn't shown him. You know what I
No,
mean? The dude in the wheelchair.
yeah,
But Strand, is telling him like, well, what is he gonna have if he doesn't have any food, and they're out of food, and they don't know that Morgan and what's her name found the food underneath the floor.
right,
And I felt
yeah,
bad, man, because Morgan couldn't say anything. He's not like, I know he wanted them to reunite. And if he had said, yeah, we've got food, we found a whole bunch of it. And she was like, oh, well, my brother can come home with. And then Strand's just going to be like, all right, go get their food. So he couldn't
exactly,
say anything, man. It was kind of messed up, but I understand.
yeah. I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the way Fear the Walking Dead sometimes tells their stories. And
Yeah.
what I'll explain is that how they just focus on, as opposed to being an ensemble show, which it is,
Yeah.
they do more like each episode will focuses on like two characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Without telling, and they are telling a whole story, and then maybe it'll get there. But sometimes I'm not a fan of the way that story structure is told.
No.
Sometimes. Does
Well,
that
if
make
you think
sense?
back, if you think back when they did that in the original one in The Walking Dead, if they did that, that character was going to be dead by the end of the show.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
if it came on and they were giving the backstory about this person, or they're showing this person why this person's trying to do this or that, that person usually got killed. You could
Yeah.
almost bet on it. I would tell my wife all the time, I was like, oh man, they're concentrating too much on this person. That person's gonna get killed, man.
Yep.
Especially if like Chris Hardwick's like, and a special guest. And I was like, oh
I
yeah, they're
know.
dead. They're dead.
Yes.
But
You are
yeah,
so true.
I agree, man. And that's why I kind of said the same thing about The Walking Dead the last several seasons, that I didn't like how they would have one show where they would show everything about this group. They wouldn't even mention the other group, and they would lead up to something. You're like, oh, and then when it came back next week, it's all about this person. They don't even mention the other group or anything. And that's when I think that you start getting too many main characters, and you have too many stories you have to follow.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm still going to watch The Walking Dead when it comes back on, but that one got better. This season was better, and
Which one?
the original, The Walking
Oh
Dead,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and Fear the Walking Dead started going up, but this season for me so far, I don't know, man. When it's a common sense thing where just start scouting and get out of there, but now it looks like they've given up. Like, oh, let's just go back
Right.
and bring everybody to our submarine. Which I
Well,
still don't understand how that damn submarine got there.
I
It
know.
wasn't, you know what I mean? Because I thought maybe they were like a dried up riverbed or something, but
I don't know. But I will say the one person who I'm waiting on, who I've not seen, and will make it interesting to me, is Alicia.
oh yeah, I almost forgot about her. Which way
You
did she
know,
go at when the blast and everything? Oh, she was down in the bunker.
yeah, what's his name? The cult leader locked her in that bunker, and apparently she's out of the bunker
Right.
because that one character in the premiere, who was, I think it was the premiere, one character who knew Alicia, who was with Strand.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was looking for her.
Yep.
Well, we know she's alive. We just don't know what she's going. And she's leading these people apparently too.
Would you go with Strand if all this just happened? What's going on right now? Would you go with him?
Like if I didn't know him, or if
No,
I
that
knew him,
you
if I
know
was in
him.
that group. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Man,
I'd have to go with Strand. That's all I'm
yeah, I was
gonna
just
say.
saying they got that. He's got a whole lot going on. You know what I mean?
Man, them dudes are like up there drinking beer and eating good food, and they've got all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, if he took me in, I'd probably, I don't think Morgan can be mad at him either, man.
Well, I thought Morgan and him were going to be going at it, but the fact is, like, when they saw each other, there was no, like, I was
No,
surprised they saw each other so early in the season, and then nothing happened. I mean, not that anything could. Morgan was there with the hitman, his
yeah,
brother, and then the lady who was looking for her brother, as you
right.
said. But I was just, it doesn't seem like there was. It just seemed like they just talked it. I mean, I guess Strand did try to kill him, though.
Yeah,
I mean, you know
yeah,
what I mean? So maybe, but it just seems like it just seems like everybody's splintered I don't know how Strand got there, why he's so, angry, I guess. Or he's not angry. I don't know. It's just very difficult to understand what he's trying to
Although
do with all of his former friends.
I don't understand why he killed that family. The man, the wife, and the daughter that were in the bunker with the other couple, though. Oh,
Do we know if he killed him?
well that's what they were saying towards the end of the thing, that he had killed him, or I guess whoever they called or whatever, and they said that it was Strand's word to do it or whatever.
Oh, see, I missed that part. I guess I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, I don't think I'm mistaken there. I could have sworn that he said that, that's
At
who
the end of
did
the
it.
episode with Dwight.
Yeah, with Dwight and his wife, and I could have sworn that's what he said, that he gave the order to do it. But because
Oh.
I think Strand wanted them to come back and or come work with him or whatever, and they were like, no. And I think Strand thinking that if he kills this family off or whatever, it'll change their mind or let them know, hey, you're going to work with me. But
see, well, maybe Strand is terrible. I mean, yes, he didn't need to do that, but we already knew he was going to be a villain in some way because if he
yeah,
pushed that innocent dude off the roof, which I will also say I found to be very funny that they were standing in the middle of the roof and Strand with one hand pushed this dude so far. I mean, you have to go back and rewind it, or not rewind it, to watch it again. I don't know. I thought that was so funny. It was like the guy was standing up against the side of it. You know what I mean? It was like they
he's
were in the middle
strong
of the
now.
roof talking, and I guess he was just like,
Plastic
was
man.
just like, whoa, yeah. I was like, what is happening? No, just little things like that made me laugh.
I mean, but I think like Negan, if I was in Negan's group, I would understand. To me, when we all first met Negan in the TV series or in the comic books, we thought he was a terrible person.
Right.
But after you get to know who he was and why he was doing it, or why the people followed him, I don't know. He wasn't much different from Rick and their group.
Except he was part where he was taking wives and
Yeah,
burning Dwight's
you gotta
face
have
off.
perks, man. I mean,
You know what I
it's
mean?
hard
Burning
being the
Dwight's
new
face,
leader.
and he threw that man
that
in the
was
fire. I mean, there was stuff that happened. You know what I mean? That one dude. Do you remember when he threw that one dude in the fire furnace? Like they were like a,
But it's
who was on his team or some guy was.
I guess when it
group.
comes down to that, you're just letting people know, hey, I'm not messing around. You do what I do, I tell you to. You'll have a good life here, whatever. But if you don't, this is what happens. And if you let one off,
Yeah, well, that's a dictatorship, man. I mean, that's like, you don't hear a lot of good things from people living under dictatorships. Maybe I'm
yeah,
wrong.
I don't know. I'm just trying to take up for Negan. I
Hey
like
man,
Negan.
I feel you. I got you, bro. I got you. Well, dude, another show that has been on that we have both watched, I know I was anxiously awaiting it, was season 2 of Lock and Key.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really enjoyed season 1. For those who don't know, this is a show written by Joe Hill, who is really, I think his last name is actually, well, I know his last name is actually King because he is the son of Stephen King. Who he looks just like his dad, by the way.
Yeah. I think he just went under the pseudonym to start out, so people, but
yeah,
kind of
that's
hard
totally
to
why.
do. But
that's exactly what it was. He didn't want to get by on like a lot of actors, children, and stuff like that go by a different name, so it's not like they're getting by. At least to the public, it's not like they're getting by, but really behind the scenes, they're still getting helped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, who knows? Who knows? I don't know that. But no, it's a graphic novel that Netflix has made into a great show. Really enjoyed season 1. Watched that during the pandemic, the early years. Good gosh, the early years of the pandemic. What is that? Foreshadowing of something?
Yeah, hope not.
The early months, early weeks of the pandemic, actually. On season 2 just dropped a few weeks ago. Jason, what do you think, buddy? Oh, I mean,
I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked the whole. When I saw the first season, it was just so creative. The whole thing about the keys and the way it would change you, and you could do this or you could do that. And I mean, it was kind of like, everybody's, wish to be able to do this, to fly or turn invisible or be really strong or whatever it is. And these keys hold the power to all of that. And this one, it gives us a little more background on the keys in this season. And I didn't think it was a letdown at all. I think that they rolled right into it, man, and it stayed just true to itself. I thought it was really good.
Yes, I would agree. I will say the only letdown for me is that the actress that plays Dodge really wasn't in there very often. That's the
That's that's true. That's true.
you know, I would have much rather seen her and as opposed to the other guy, the kid that she was looking like the kid. I thought that was an
Yeah.
interesting way that they had Dodge actually fall in love with uh the daughter.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting that that
Yeah.
little plot twist, the whole Dodge's plan might have worked on certain occasions if he wasn't so worried about trying to get the girl, you know what I mean? Or if she wasn't so worried about trying to get the girl,
Yeah.
trying to get the daughter. So that was kind of interesting. I like how they brought the uncle
Hmm.
into the show more.
I
They
figured they
involved
would
him.
because he's a pretty decent actor as far as seeing him in other series and from here or there, but I figured he would probably have a bigger role this season.
Yeah, Duncan, Uncle Duncan, Uncle
Yeah.
Dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that and you're right. He was Iceman. He played Iceman in the X-Men
Right.
movies. So he has been around for quite a while. But no, I thought I liked that. I like that we got and with getting more background or having Duncan more involved, we got more background on the children, or not,
Yeah.
or on the children in the '90s. Basically, the Locke's children's parents, the
Right.
father. You know what I mean? Who oh my gosh, what was his name? Why can't I think of his father's
Henry?
name?
No.
No, but anyway, the father's name. But anyway, because they showed a lot of that, what was going on, because his father had the keys, their father had the keys, and then they had this group of friends. You know what I mean? That were there, which was Ellie, the one of the girls who looked like
Hmm.
Dodge when she got thrown in, and then was the other poor lady who had
Oh
been locked
yeah.
in who trapped in her head for like 20 years. You know, um, but I like we got more of that. We got a lot more of the background on that. We got introduced to a new bad guy.
Yeah. And I liked how it went all the way back to the beginning of like the first key or whatever. You know what I mean? I thought that was
Yep.
pretty neat the way that they worked that in,
Mm,
all the way back to like the Revolutionary War. And I
yeah.
guess that's how I don't know. It's like, damn, is that how they made their money? Maybe.
Yeah, you don't know, right? But no, it's just been really good. I do feel bad for the poor mom. She's just walking around, not
I
understanding
don't
what's
know.
happening.
Thinking she's
You
going
know,
crazy.
yeah, she's so confused. She doesn't understand why everybody else is getting over things so quickly. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And Kinsey was the daughter's name. That's who I was trying to think of earlier, and I couldn't think of. But and Gabe was the boy that who Dodge was looking like this whole time. But I just really enjoyed it, man. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
We got more into mythology. Like I said, we've been set up with the new bad guy. To your point, they did flashback and show us the beginnings of the key, and in doing so, introduced us to. Do you think Dodge is gone?
Oh no. I don't think so. I don't I hope not. I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean,
But we did
I'm
get.
pretty sure it's going to lead up to a third season. So the way they left everything off. So I think she may not come back in the same form that you want her to, but I think I think she'll be there.
No, but when I said the new bad guy, they introduced Kevin Durant, who is he was in Lost. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's the colonial soldier
Yeah, the
that is going to be
strain.
the
He
new
was in
bad
the
guy.
strain.
Oh, he was the strain as well. Yes, you're right.
Yep.
A lot of good stuff. He was the exterminator in the
Yeah. Yeah.
strain.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. But
That's why I stopped being an exterminator way back. I was like, wait a minute, I can do it with mice and rats, but these
right.
vampire things,
No way, huh? You were like, not today.
yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah. So no, I'm he's always plays a good bad guy, and he actually
Hmm.
happened to play a good guy in the strain, but
Yeah.
typically plays I've seen him play a really great villains before, so I can't wait to see what he does in season 3 of Lock and Key. I was happy to see Ellie escape from the room, though. I will say I thought that was a pretty
Yeah.
terrible fate for her.
Yeah.
I'd like to know, and maybe we'll get some backstory as to what it was like to be trapped in there. Maybe we'll get a little story into that from her. You know what I
Right.
mean? To say what that experience was like, or maybe we'll even get some flashbacks to see what that dimension is all about.
Well, you still got the other girl too, that the other bad girl that was with the boyfriend. She's still floating around, right?
No, well, no, she's not, because she got dropped down a well
Oh,
at
that's
the
right.
very end.
That's right. But she'll be back. I mean,
Oh,
that's how the other one got out too. The
what
same.
was it? What was her name? Abby?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Abby. Um, and Randall was the father. I was trying to think of his name. I couldn't think.
Yeah. Yeah, Randall Locke. That's right.
Yeah.
Where did I got Henry? It's not Henry Thomas that plays him, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah. No, dude. So yeah, man, it was really good. We watched it as a family.
Mhm.
Everyone really enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Did
it's
you
just scary enough that you'll enjoy, but the kids will enjoy it too. To me, it's like
did you
a
and Ethan watch it together?
um Ethan watched some of it. I usually watch that, when I do it, I'm binging something like that. So he might have seen the
Gotcha.
first or second one, but he would enjoy it though, because he loves Harry Potter. So well, he's
Okay.
only up to the fourth book. So my wife is reading him the book, and then we'll watch the movie. I let her read
Okay.
it, and then I'll watch the movie with him, like I did my book reports back
There
in
you
the
go.
day.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like. Oh, I was wrong. It was that Eden was the girl's name, the
Eden,
the bad demon. But what, I interrupted you. You said you compared the books to, or you compared Lock and Key to what? What were you
to,
gonna say?
to Harry Potter type stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Something along that line.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, dude. Well, all good stuff, but I really enjoyed it. I will say, and I am a fan, and I don't know. Let me ask your opinion. Are you? We might have talked about this before, so forgive me. Are you a fan of when a new show drops? Do you want them dropped all at one time like Netflix does, or do you like the Disney Plus, HBO Max model, to where
I
they go weekly?
I guess I'm greedy, man. I like them all at the same time. But my problem is, just like we were just talking about, the new series that's coming to Netflix. Oh gosh, we just talked about that. What did I say the name of that was? It was by
Hellbound.
yeah. That's 6 episodes, and that dropped while we're recording this on Friday the 19th.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'll probably binge that. And I was kind of mad because I was like, oh man, I wanted to get some sleep tonight. But I think it's going to be a good show. I really enjoyed Train to Busan.
That was great.
Busan. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that one. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I think it will be.
that's cool. Yeah, I was just wondering how you like to watch it, because the reason I was asking is because it's I enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We watched it. We probably, our binging takes a little bit longer than most people. Most people watch a show in like a day, or that's a binging for them. Ours is like, for a 10 episode show, 2 weeks. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it still lasts a little bit. But it now it's over though, is my whole point. Now who knows when the next season will come out? You know what I mean? So that's kind of
Yeah.
that's the one thing of the binging. I love it. I prefer. I'll put it out there. I prefer to drop everything all at one time also.
Yeah.
But then it's just that when you're done, you're just like, oh, you know what I
I
mean?
know.
It's just that quick
It's
drug you had. You know what I mean? There's like almost more.
Yeah, it's going to be at least a full year before you comes
Yeah.
back around. If not, I mean, look at Stranger Things, man. What are we going on, 3 years now?
Yeah.
And that's
It'll be
driving
three
me
years.
crazy, man. And what's sad about this one is, unless they do like a flash forward, then this will be the last season, because these kids are a lot older now, man. I mean, they were older than the 12-year-olds they were playing to begin with, and now,
Yeah.
by not by a lot, not like when
Right.
we watched shows and they had like Michael J. Fox playing a 15-year-old kid, and he was already like 25 or whatever he was. But
You're
that's how it
right.
was when we were growing up. The teenagers were already in their mid-20s or whatever. But it's going to be hard for them to catch up if they're going to keep it like just the following summer or the following school year, because at this point now these kids are going to have to be in college after this season.
And yeah, I think, and that's what they could do. I mean, they could
Yeah,
still do it that way and still have their
sure.
adventures. Who knows how much longer?
Yeah,
Kids, the Hawkins will be rolling, rocking. But I don't know, man. But
yeah.
yeah, I was just curious about that, because like I said, it's just over and done. I do prefer a a big drop at one time.
I do.
Sure.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. Well, guys, I think we've said it all. We've covered some Lock and Key. We talked a little bit about Fear the Walking Dead. We didn't mention World Beyond. I am up to date with that.
I'm not.
I won't say much about it, but I will say that I'm actually enjoying it way more than I did last season.
Oh, good.
And I think there's only where I am. I'm like I said, I'm up to date. So there's only 2 episodes left, maybe 3, and then this is a self-contained thing, so it'll be done.
Yeah.
You know, this is not a spoiler because they put it out there in the thing. Jadis is back,
Yeah.
and her storyline's pretty interesting.
It's got to have a great ending because it's got to tie into at least one of the other 2, I would think.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, we already know it does if it's got Jadis in it. So,
but you know what? It can't with Fear the Walking Dead because you got to think about Fear the Walking Dead. The timelines of these Walking Dead shows are kind of crazy right now because
that's true.
Fear the Walking Dead is actually years behind
The Walking Dead because that's right.
Walking Dead, you know what I mean? Because
I forgot they skipped through like what was it, 3 or 5 years or something like that.
Yeah,
with
Rick's
Judith.
been gone. Yeah, Rick's been gone for a number of years. You know what I mean? So and Fear the Walking Dead is still they're a couple years behind. World Beyond, I think is actually I don't know. No, World Beyond has to be where Rick is.
Yeah,
or where the Walking Dead is. Where Jade.
Yeah, because when they started that one last season, they was it last season? Yeah, it's only been 2 seasons, right? Last season, because they had already like the kids remembered being young and like whatever happened.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were.
I don't know. It still seemed like an alien type thing was going on. I don't know. It was kind of unclear what happened, but
right.
And I can't forget. Ghostbusters came out last night.
Yep.
So is that something you're going to check out?
I will. Definitely. I definitely want to see it, man. It's Ghostbusters 3 for all intents and purposes. That's what this is.
Yep. Should be good.
So it'll definitely be better than part 2. Part 2 wasn't that great. You know what I mean?
No. Okay, this one looks good though, which has the kid from Stranger Things in it.
It does. Yep.
Yeah.
It does indeed. It does.
Yeah. And a bunch of the old guys. So I'm looking forward to it.
They've been doing a lot of promotional rounds this week. They've been getting interviewed together. I saw that Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, I've been getting interviewed together. It's sad not to see old Egon up there with him, old Hell Ravens.
It is.
But, hey,
it is. I'm glad the way that they wrote this though. It's his grandson or grandkids or whatever that.
Yeah.
This movie is based on, so or around, I should say.
Indeed.
And it has I came in second place to him this year. Paul Rudd for he just got sexiest man of the year. Second place again, dude.
Hey man,
maybe next year.
Second place is good though, bro.
I'm still optimistic. Yeah, I knew I should have dyed my beard before they came and interviewed me. That's all.
Now you know.
Yeah. I'm ready for next year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Like I said, we talked about Lock and Key, talked about the Walking Dead series, and then we talked about Chucky. A lot of good shows on, man. And then we are leading into the holiday season. I know here in some of the next few episodes, we're going to talk about some of our favorite horror-themed Christmas-themed horror movies.
Yeah, there's several of them out there. I've watched a few. I haven't watched all of them that are on the list. If you were to look up Christmas horror movies, there's a bunch of them out there, but there's a few of them that one of them in my mind that you just couldn't beat anyway. But you can't just think about it being like a Santa Claus killer or like that. There's a lot of horror movies that take place during Christmas, and they don't really have anything to do with the spirit of Halloween. It just they take like everybody they refer to Die Hard. They argue about that. Is it a Halloween or a Christmas movie or not? Yeah, it is to me.
I agree. My wife disagrees, but that's
to me. Yeah, that's right.
Well, cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us again. We really enjoyed every moment of this. As always, please leave a comment there at the end, under the description field. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know what other episodes you want us to talk about. We'd be more than happy to adapt and change in order to make you guys happy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We are here for you. So
Yeah.
you just tell us what you want to talk about, and we're more than happy to do so. Jason, did we miss anything, man?
I don't think so, man. I wish everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving, and be kind to everyone out there, especially all your family are going to be seeing this Thursday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody. If you're traveling, be safe.
Mhm.
Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Wear
Yeah.
your
Why?
mask. No, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah. Well, oh,
I know. No, I'm not going there. No. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great evening. Jason, later.
lately.